Hey guys, Drutter here. It's April 27th, 2020, day 43 of my lockdown diary, and I'm just pointing the camera at the screen today. 1990s technology, complete with scratches on the lens. I'm sorry, but I cannot afford a new camera. If you have 50 bucks you don't need, let me know. Or a camera, let me know. But I am trying to keep this channel running best I can, and I'm sorry for the low-tech version today. But deaths are slowing big time, that's the good news anyway. Nice to see that. The United States is still pretending they are completely inept at dealing with this and that there are deaths just accelerating, and that's the green line there. China's the flat line along the bottom. That entire pandemic that started this whole thing is that tiny little line down the bottom, and the United States is saying, wow, it's 50 times worse than that here. 50 times worse than that here. Something's not right with the US numbers. They're high. Some countries, the numbers are low. But what we do know is that deaths are decelerating. This is not going as fast as it was. Deaths are dropping. There's not as many deaths per day as there were, and it's coming well under control now. And the lockdown protests are increasing big time. Non-stop lockdown protests in Canada, United States, all around the world. And the media is heavily censoring that. And if you support that on your channel or in a comment, that video channel or comment can and will be found and deleted. Please check out the link below. This is the chief of the United Nations, and some very, very disturbing things being said right now. Extremely disturbing. What do you do if you run out of medication that saves your life and keeps you alive during a lockdown and you can't get any more of it? Because it's not that medication, it's this medication. See my separate video linked below on this topic. My indoor cannabis garden is doing fairly well. A few of the plants aren't looking too good, but some of the others are. And the tomatoes are getting a little crowded here in their little pots. They'll have to be transplanted soon, but they're not quite ready to go outside because it's getting down still to about 5 degrees Celsius at night. It needs to be about 10 for tomatoes. That's the Sweet 100 spec there, and these are the Amish paste. Also starting quite a few other different things, and the outside garden is coming along quite well as well. The food supply chain is something I've been talking about as a concern since the beginning of this lockdown diary, and I see that yesterday CNN says that the food supply chain is breaking. According to meat packing plants in the United States, there's going to be no meat very soon. Canada's CNN, CBC, says that there is a bunch of yahoos protesting against the lockdown. And again on CBC, in this disturbing segment that they do every day for children, apparently one child wrote in and said, "Is the pandemic under control? When will it end?" And they say here something quite disturbing. I haven't seen them say this yet. It usually takes about 3 months before the positive results of physical distancing become apparent. Wait, why didn't they tell us that at the beginning if this is a known thing? It usually takes about 3 months before the positive results of physical distancing become apparent. That hasn't been said before. It was said that we would only have to be socially distant for a couple of weeks at most, and then that was extended and extended using fear and lies. They never said 3 months at the beginning. So now they're saying most of Canada started the process in mid-March. Actually, for a lot of us it was in early March. But anyway, if we continue to be cautious and minimize exposure to others, we're looking at lessening restrictions this summer. So it's another 2 more months now, they're saying. Ridiculous. Now, I have not been a fan of Dan Dix for the past few months, although I had been for quite some time before that, and I have met him before in Vancouver at the Battle of Cannabis Day 2015. But Dan has recently started endorsing legalized cannabis companies for profit. So I really take exception to that, because legalization is a lie, and legalization is statism and control and corporate profiteering against the people. So to support that is wrong, and I have trouble supporting Dan anymore because of that. But I did want to mention a video he did today. This is how they're controlling the narrative on COVID-19, and he had talked about how he had been to a protest yesterday in Vancouver and had uploaded a live video of that protest. It was about 2 hours long, and then later he tried to download it and to put it on his other platforms, as he always does after a live video, and they only would let him get 3 seconds of it. And since then it has been deleted, and he doesn't have a copy of it. So he asked his subscribers, does anyone still have a copy? And a bunch of his subscribers, I read through the comments section, this is the most disturbing part about this, or otherwise I wouldn't have bothered to mention this. I went through the comments, and a bunch of his subscribers said, yes, I saved that, I'll go get it for you, hang on. And then the guy came back and made another comment and said, holy shit, the file's gone off my computer. And then I scrolled down and I thought, that can't be right. I scrolled down and multiple people are saying that the file was removed from their computer or changed into a different file. Now how's that for censorship for you? They're coming for stuff that was uploaded to YouTube and saved onto hard drives, private computers. That's a new step. That's frickin' freaky to me. New Zealand, my home country, has eliminated the virus. They're almost eradicated now. There's almost no virus in that entire country, so they say. And to continue to make sure that it doesn't come back, they're going to stay on level 3 restrictions, which is just 2 steps away from martial law. Permanently. What? And is that going to be the model for everywhere else? Are we all going to stay on emergencies and a state of suspended rights and government powers forever because of this? And they say in here, we must be aggressive. All these fighting terms that are being used, you know, we got to go to war, we got to go to battle, the front line is on people's homes and on people's bedrooms and so on. You know, they're talking about they got to come into our house and separate family members and such from each other to make sure that we're safe from the virus. Wow. In day 6 of this diary, I asked, am I infected? And I still don't know, because I'm waiting for that antibody test to be available to the public. But I know what works for whatever I had, and that was colloidal silver. After 6 weeks of vitamins, trying to reduce stress, trying to sleep more, get sunshine, all those things that are helpful, I still hadn't beaten it. And I took a couple dropperfuls of this one day, and a couple the next day, and in less than 48 hours I had no symptoms, and I have had no symptoms since. I'm taking a small amount prophylactically. I'm not exactly sure on dosing and how long to stay on it. Is this like an antibiotic? Do I have to stay on it a certain course of it so I don't, you know, create more problems? I don't know. The research is sketchy on colloidal silver, and a lot of it has been hidden, just like the research into cannabis as a medication, because these things can't be patented. They can't be profited off of. I can grow this at home. I can make this at home. So this is power in the hands of the people, and that's not allowed to be. And you won't find the information online that this is helping people. This is my anecdote. Colloidal silver helped me big time, and my family's now healthy. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and thanks for your support. I put a link down below to everything I mentioned here. I'm sorry I'm just pointing camera at screen today, but this is my LBRY channel. I call myself a civilly disobedient content creator. And here are the episodes 42, 40, etc. And I will put a link down below to my most important documentary, which is Cannabis Legalization is a Lie. Thanks again for watching.